Another day, another comedian. I am always excited and I'm always um, just eager to get some more comedians. I love to laugh. I'm a very lighthearted person. I don't take too much serious. At least I try not to. Of course, there's some things that are not funny, not worth making a joke about. But that list is very, very little. I just to give you some context on me, right? And I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, but I just want to give you some context to myself. And if you've watched, some of the reactions that we've done on this channel, it's pretty much it gives you some context to what I find funny. Um, there have been rape jokes that I've laughed at. There have been baby dropped on their head jokes that I've laughed at. There have been death jokes that I've laughed. I have a pretty dark sense of humor. It's not too much that I don't find funny. And if the comedian does it the right way, it's very little that they could that they can't talk about. It's honestly, it's nothing that they can't talk about as long as the joke is done and properly set up. Is really nothing that I take too much offense to. Yes, there have been jokes where a white guy has said the N word and I laughed, and now if that person was to say it in my face, I have a different reaction. But understanding the context and trying to be funny, and again, if it ain't funny, I'm not laughing. I would be upset. But if it's funny, I'll laugh. I don't. Look, words and all of these different things. It's what you give it. It's the energy you put into it. Now, I laugh at anything. So the fact that this video is about gun control and we just had a very heinous incident, I don't know when I'll upload this, but as of today is January 23rd, 2023. We just had a shooting yesterday or Saturday night or Sunday morning in California. Somebody else. We had to start it off with a bang, didn't we? We had to start 2023 year off with a bang. No pun intended. But somebody just shot like 10 people in California, and I want to say the suspect is an Asian man, and it was done in the Asian community. I mean, yeah, but because I've never seen or don't know much about Jim Jeffries, and I feel like we've been requested this a long time ago, and I want to say we did it, but I don't know why it's not up on the channel, and I don't remember it at all. So maybe this is just my memory. Like, I know I have terrible memory, but I don't remember Jim Jeffries at all, and I don't remember this at all, and it's not on the channel. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I never did it. So I'm ready to get back or be officially introduced to Jim Jeffries. Now, I have him pulled up here. Y'all know I like to get context to people before we delve deeper. Jim Jeffries, his real name is Jeff, Geoff, James Nugent or Nugent. How do you get Jim Jeffries out of that? Is an Australian comedian, actor, and writer who holds dual Australian and American citizenship. He created and starred in the American FX sitcom Legit and the Comedy Central late night show The Jim Jeffries Show. Oh, wow. He had his own show on Comedy Central. Okay. He lives in Studio City, California. Previously in a relationship with actress Kate Lubin. Never heard of her. Jeffries is an atheist. Oh wow. He was diagnosed as autistic at the age of 36. In 2018, he became a naturalized American citizen. Wow. He's autistic. Oh, wow. That's incredible. Okay. All right. Well, a very impressive guy. Pretty accomplished. I'm ready to check him out. This is on gun control. It's 2 parts. This is only part 1. We'll do part 2 if y'all say y'all want part 2, but we'll start part 1. And this is from a Netflix special. So, if we watch enough and I'm impressed enough, well, I might do the whole series. Who knows? But yeah, man, let's get into it.
Now, before I start saying this, I want to say this, right? I believe in your right as Americans to have guns. I'm not trying to stop you from having guns. All I'm saying is this is my personal belief on the opinion. My opinion on the... it doesn't matter. I don't like guns. Right? I'm going to say some things that are just facts. Right? In Australia, we had guns. Right? Right up until 1996. And in 1996, Australia had the biggest massacre on earth. Still hasn't been beaten. And... now, after that, they banned the guns. Now, in the 10 years before Port Arthur, there was 10 massacres. Since the gun ban in 1996, there hasn't been a single massacre since. I don't know how or why this happened. Maybe it was a coincidence, right? Now, please understand that I understand that Australia and America are 2 vastly different cultures with different people, right? I get it. In Australia, we had the biggest massacre on earth, and the Australian government went, "That's it, no more guns." And we all went, yeah, right then, that seems fair enough.
Okay.
Now, in America, you had the Sandy Hook massacre where little tiny children died, and your government went, maybe we'll get rid of the big guns? And 50% of you went, "Fuck you, don't take my guns!" So here's where it gets confusing, right? Now, as I said, I'm all for your Second Amendment rights. I think you should be able to have guns. It's in your Constitution. What I'm not for is bullshit arguments and lies. There is one argument and one argument alone for having a gun. And this is the argument. Fuck off. I like guns. It's not the best argument, but it's all you've got. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with saying, I like something, don't take it away from me. But don't give me this other bullshit. The main one is, I need it for protection. I need to protect me, I need to protect my family.
That's excellent.
Really? Is that why they're called assault rifles? Is it? Never heard of these fucking protection rifles you speak of? Protection? What the fuck are you talking about? You have a gun in your house, you're 80% more likely to use that gun on yourself than to shoot someone else. And people think, well, that'll never happen to me. You don't know that, because you know what? From time to time, we all get sad. One day you're happy, then you're sad.
That's true.
Protection? I had a break-in in Manchester, England, where I was tied up. I had my head cut. They threatened to rape my girlfriend. They came through the window with a machete and a hammer. And Americans always go, well, imagine if you had a gun. And I'm like, all right. I was naked at the time. I wasn't wearing my holster. I wasn't staring at the window waiting for cunts with machetes to come through. Like, what world do you live in where you're constantly fucking ready? You have guns because you like guns. That's why you go to gun conventions. That's why you read gun magazines. None of you give a shit about home security. None of you go to home security conventions. None of you read Padlock Monthly. None of you have a Facebook picture of you behind a secure door going, fucking yeah.
Yo, you remind me of Ricky Gervais.
Like, you're going to be ready if someone comes into your house. You have it at all fucking time. By the way, most people who are breaking into your house just want your fucking TV. You think that people are coming to murder your family? How many fucking enemies do you have? Geez, you think a lot of yourself if you think everyone's coming to murder you. See, if you have it readily available, it becomes unsafe. You have it in your bedside table, one of your kids picks it up, thinks it's a toy, shoots another one of your kids. Happens every fucking day. People go, that would never happen in my house, because I'm a responsible gun owner. I keep my guns locked in a safe. Then there's no fucking protection! Someone comes into the house and you're like, wait there, fuckface. Oh, you've come to the wrong house here, buddy boy. I'll tell you what, we're gonna fuck you up. Okay. There's a 32 to the left or 32 to the right. Your mother's birthday? Why the fuck would I know your fucking mother's birthday? Maybe if you didn't leave the window open because it's too hot in here, you wouldn't be getting fucking murdered, right? I find the NRA to be hard work. The fact that they always think the answer is more guns. After Sandy Hook happened, the NRA said, and I quote, "None of this would have happened if the teachers had guns." I think they're forgetting what school was like. Does anyone remember that casual teacher that used to, whenever she came onto school, that relief teacher came, you and your friends would see her and go, oh, we're going to make her cry. And then she'd stand in front of the class with a bit of chalk and her hands would be shaking. And you go, you're never getting married, are you, miss?
Oh,
never going to happen for you. Then she'd get back to a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, she'd be crying over the steering wheel, just, why don't they like me? Let's give that cunt a gun and see how things work out.
He reminds me of Ricky Gervais. Holy shit.
And then they go, oh, well, answer to that, we'll just add more guns. They go, we'll put an armed security guard at every school across America. Yeah, that'll work out. The average security guard in America earns $16 an hour. Not a lot of wiggle room to be a fucking hero.
Absolutely true.
Someone comes onto the school and you've got Kevin. Now I'm sure Kevin's shit hot at Call of Duty, but it might not fucking cut it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I understand that when I'm doing this joke in this room, 50% of you agree with me, 50% of you don't agree with me. And I do respect the people who don't agree with me. Don't think I don't. The 50% that don't agree with me, 20% of those people are smart enough to realise this is a comedy show and it's not to be taken seriously, and they're laughing along because it's just funny jokes, right? Mm-hmm. And then the next 20% are sort of phased out a little bit and looking around going, I wonder how they got that chandelier up there. Well, they're great. And then there's the last 10%, and they're fucking furious. Right now, in this room, and the people watching at home, 10% of you are fucking seething. Just... And for a couple of reasons. First reason, I'm making good points.
It's always the quickest way to make somebody upset. Oh, that's how you going to end. Fuck it. Just go. Roll.
Second reason, and this is the big one. I'm foreign. And that's pissing the fuck out of you right now. And your brain is on a loop and you can't fucking turn it off. And it's just going around in a circle and you're just going, if you don't like it, go home. If you don't like it, go home. And my answer to that is no.
The American way. Yeah.
Came here legally, I pay my taxes, I'll say whatever the fuck I want. Your First Amendment means that I can say the Second Amendment sucks dicks.
It's absolutely true.
Unless you're an American Indian, you're a fucking immigrant as well, so fuck off. People get so precious about it. Like, I understand that to Americans your constitution is very important. I respect it, but please understand that every country has one as well. It's no more special than any other constitution. We have one in Australia. I don't know what it says. I've never seen it. If there's a problem, we'll check it, but everything's going fine. And don't get me wrong, I get that the Constitution's important to you. I get it, right? I've had people come up to me in my face and scream at me in car parks as I'm leaving the theatre going, "You cannot change the Second Amendment." And I'm like, yes, you can. It's called an amendment.
Absolutely.
Like, if you can't change something, it's called an amendment. See, many of you need a thesaurus more than you need a constitution. If you don't know what a thesaurus is, get a dictionary, work your way forward.
You know something? You know something I find really interesting? And I think it's, I don't know, so I shouldn't even say it. But what I do know is that a lot of foreigners know our rules and our constitutions and our laws and our amendments and our government structure better than a lot of fucking Americans. And myself included, I don't know everything. You know, I know what I need to know, but like it's people that come from foreign countries, like they know everything. Like they could quote the Constitution. I can't quote the Constitution. I know what I need to know again, but it's like people from foreign countries, they know America like the back of their hand. Like it's really impressive. But I'm sorry.
I think your constitution is set in stone. You've changed things before. You used to have prohibition in there, right? And then people were like, "Hey, who likes getting fucked up?" Yeah, I like getting fucked up too. Let's get that one out. Let's get that one out. You used to have this other thing in America called slavery. And then Lincoln came along and went, "That's it, no more slaves." And 50% of you went, "Fuck you, don't take my slaves."
Absolutely.
And then the same bullshit arguments came out that you have with guns. Why should I have my slaves taken off me? I'm a responsible slave owner. I am trained in how to use my slaves safely. Just because that guy mistreated his slaves doesn't mean that my rights should be taken away from me.
That's how it works, though. Great
I
fucking
use my slaves to protect my family. I keep my slaves locked in a safe. That's the thing. Why should I have my guns taken off me? I've done nothing wrong. Look, I agree with you. If you're a responsible gun owner and you don't fuck around with them, then you should be allowed your guns. You really should. But that's not how society works. We have to play to the 1% that are such fuckwits they ruin it for the rest of us. We have to walk as slow as our slowest person to keep society fucking moving, right? I take drugs like a fucking champion, right?
Where did that come from?
We should all be allowed to take fucking drugs, but we can't, can we? Because Sarah took drugs and she stabbed her fucking kids. Thanks, Sarah, you fucked it up for everyone. Right?
Sarah?
Everyone should be allowed to drive their car as fast as they can do it, right? But we can't because Jonathan got drunk and ran over a family. Thanks, Jonathan! Now I have to drive at 30, you fucking idiot!
Wait, what was the name of that girl that I thought he was referencing? Who the fuck? What was that fucking girl that did that to her daughter and put her in the trunk so she could go party? Fucking piece of fucking shit. I forgot the name of her. I forgot her name. And then I heard she had the news that she had the nerve to do she had like a PayPal or something where people were giving her money. I forgot her name, but I thought that's who he was referencing. I'm sorry. But yes, this is absolutely true. A lot of the things that, you know, a lot of people are responsible and do the right thing and, you know, don't have problem with whatever liberties we're given. But unfortunately, you got 2 or 3 out of the 100 who blow shit up and do stupid shit that fucks it up for everybody. That's just the way it goes. Unfortunately.
See, that's the thing. Why should I have my guns taken off me? I'm responsible just because that guy's crazy. Who's to say you're not crazy? That's the thing about crazy people. They don't know they're crazy. That's what makes
Fair
them
enough.
crazy. The only thing you know for sure on this earth is I think, therefore I am. You know that you exist. Anything past that is open to interpretation, right? You know you exist and that's it. Right now, I think I'm in Boston talking to 1,200 people. That's what I think I'm doing. But there is a good to fair chance that I'm in a mental home standing in front of a white wall going, I hate guns, I hate guns, I hate guns.
Okay. I like that. That's, yeah, okay. I like this
See,
guy. He
one
really
of the
reminds me of
better
Ricky
arguments
Gervais.
is, well, if you take the guns away, then only the criminals will have guns. Not true. When they banned the guns in Australia, it worked. When they banned them in Britain, it worked. Okay. That Bushmaster gun that the kid was going to use in Sandy Hook cost like $1,000 American, and you can buy it in Walmart. It'll be delivered to your house. That's it, man. $1,000, right? That same gun in Australia on the black market costs $34,000. Now, if you have $34,000, you don't need to be a criminal. You've got $34,000. You're a great little saver. Keep going. So that covers the criminals, but that doesn't cover the people who want to murder your family, that are coming after you and your family. It kind of does. Like, the people who do the massacres, it covers them because, okay, the kid at Colorado who thought he was the Joker, let's say that he had some social issues. The kid at Sandy Hook was Asperger's as fuck.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know a lot about the black market, but you can't just rock up at the docks going, guns! Who wants to sell me a gun? Now I'm going to wrap this up. We won't talk about it anymore. Now, see, the one thing that I do really agree with the right to bear arms, I really agree with that the real reason it was written was so that you could form a militia to fight against a tyrannical government. In case the government became a bunch of cunts, you could all get your guns and fight back. And that's why it was written. Yeah! And that made a hell of a lot of sense when it was just muskets. But you do know the government has drones, right? You get that? You're bringing guns to a drone fight. Like, if we went back to muskets, I'm all for it. Keep the Second Amendment. If we all have muskets, muskets are awesome. Every cunt should be carrying a musket with them at all times. You know what's good about the musket? It gives you a lot of time to calm down.
Yes. You're very true.
Someone calls
the
your
slowest
wife back,
fucking
like,
gun.
fuck you, buddy. You're not a bad guy. You're all right.
I like that. I like that. So once again, we've come across a guy who reminds me a lot of Carlin. That was very Carlin-like. It's thinking comedy. Excuse me. Oh man, what's the term that y'all gave George Carlin? Stand-up philosopher. Now, I wouldn't classify him as Carlin. Carlin is much more I can't think of the right word for it. But Carlin, there's a drastic difference between him and Carlin. But his thought-provoking style is very Carlin-esque. And I love that style of comedy. If anything, like, no, I won't say that. But I do find, like, So just to give y'all some insight on me, right? The type of comedy that I grew up watching. You had a few that were thought provoking. Um, I did grow up on Chappelle a bit. Um, but for the most part, a lot of the comedians I grew up watching, their style was just it for one, the comedy is nothing but life, mixed with a little bit of truth and some some everything is comedy. Everything is comedy. Let me just say that. But the style that I grew up with, you got the Steve Harveys, you got the Bernie Macs, D.L. Hewley, basically the kings of comedy. Um, Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, Monique. Um, man, who else I watched growing up? Uh, yeah, that's mainly the group. The a few like D. Ray Davis and um, oh man, Earthquake. Uh, just that style of comedy is not thought provoking. I'll just say that. It's not thought provoking. It has some things that be like, I see what you did there. I like that. But it ain't it wasn't meant to make you think and almost not laugh. Like a lot of the comedy that I've been watching recently is almost as if they don't want you to laugh. Like, and if it wasn't for their voice inflection and their stage presence and their stage performance, you probably wouldn't laugh. And I would apply that to Jim Jeffries. Like I love, I love how interactive he is. I love how he just shifted out of his accent like flawlessly. Like he sounded like an actual American when he was doing the whole mocking thing. I'll say this: he don't set up his jokes the way Carlin does. That's something I noticed. But I really do like his thought provoking style. I really do like that style of comedy, and I could tell because this did come off of a Carlin request comment. So I could tell a lot of you guys enjoy that style as well. You like the Bill Burr, Carlin, Chappelle. This like I could tell you guys like to think or like guys that have a I don't want to say an offsetting, but like they just don't think like regular. Let me not say regular, but they don't abide by the social norms. They actually think for themselves. I like that. I really like that. So give me more. I'm ready to hear and see more Jim Jeffries. That was gun control. And there's some things I agree with. Some things, of course, he put a little bit more sauce and fabricated a bit, but I understand the gist. And I think I agree with the gist. I think I do. I don't know. I'm not big on let me not say I'm not big on gun control, but I just don't know enough about the stats and the numbers. And I do know anytime we have one of these mass murderers, I say, well, damn, where did he get that gun from? And then when you find out how easy it is to get a gun, and then you consider the hands that gun was put in, and you're just like, fuck, but it's so complicated. Now I will say there's no reason. Like I know dudes that got a gun. I know a dude that got a gun that I'm literally like, yo, fam, there is nothing that's gonna break into your house that warrants this. He had like it was as long as a sniper, but it was a machine gun. Now we live in the city. It ain't no bear or nothing no animal that's like, I don't know what human being you can't kill with like a handgun, or if you want to step it up, maybe get you an automatic. Fine. I have an aunt that has a shotgun, but this dude had like, it looked like a rocket launcher. I'm like, now who you think, like, what war do you expect to happen in near future that you need this? But at the same time, I was kind of like, well, you got the right to do it, so you ain't breaking no law. You got it the right way. I actually got my permit to carry. I don't have a gun yet, but I do have my permit. So yeah, it is a very complicated matter, but who knows? Who knows the answer? Because for everybody that says, "Hey, okay, this country doesn't have guns," I know in London, in the UK, yes, they can't bear arms, but stabbings are really popular. So it's like, whatever you limit people to, people will find a weapon. Like, people will find a way to make a weapon, and whatever they got to do it, that's what they'll do. But it's a very difficult thing that I don't know the answer to. But as always, y'all let me know how y'all felt about this video. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. As always, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time with Jeffries. Peace.